Life in Canada. Beautiful women, $600 budget, and culture Americans can't handle.
Imagine waking up every morning to the sight of snow-capped mountains, crystal-clear lakes, and dense forests that seem to stretch forever. Picture yourself strolling down vibrant streets lined with cafes, meeting some of the most stunning women you've ever seen, and living in a country that not only offers all this beauty, but also allows you to do it all on just $600 a month. Sounds too good to be true, right? Well, here's the kicker. It's not. This is the reality in parts of Canada, a country that offers an incredible lifestyle for those who know where to look and how to make the most of it. Canada is a land known for its breathtaking landscapes, diverse culture, and yes, its beautiful people. From the cosmopolitan vibe of cities like Toronto and Vancouver to the quieter charm of places like Calgary and Halifax, Canada offers something for everyone. Whether you're into urban life or outdoor adventures, you can find it here, all while enjoying an affordability that's almost unheard of in other developed countries. The idea that $600 a month is all you need to live comfortably in Canada might sound impossible to some, but it's very much possible if you know how to navigate life in this amazing country. But how is this even possible? It's all about knowing where to live, how to make your money stretch, and what you're willing to sacrifice. For instance, smaller cities like Calgary, Winnipeg, and even parts of Quebec offer a surprisingly affordable standard of living. Rent is reasonable, transportation is inexpensive, and food costs are low, especially when you shop smart. In these areas, $600 ISNT, just a number, you can survive on it enough to help you thrive, giving you access to nature, culture, and a lifestyle that many people only dream of. But there's more to Canada than just the numbers. There's a culture here that might surprise you. While Americans are often known for their directness and hustle culture, Canadians have a different approach to life. The people here are incredibly friendly, polite, and laid back in a way that you might not be used to. They don't just rush through life, they take time to enjoy the little moments. Whether that's a coffee on a snowy morning or a weekend getaway in the mountains. For those used to the fast-paced, often high-pressure life in the United States, this slower, more relaxed way of living can be both refreshing and frankly shocking. In this video, we all take a closer look at how it's not only possible, but practical to live in Canada on just $600 a month. We all break down the costs and show you how you can make the most of your budget while living in one of the most beautiful countries on earth. And along the way, we'll uncover the hidden gems of Canadian life. The stunning women who call this place home, the quirky cultural differences. You'll notice and why this country has become a place where people from all over the world are coming to live their best lives. But the most shocking part of all might just be the cultural differences. You won't believe how Canadians approach everyday life. There's a politeness, a calmness, and an appreciation for nature that many Americans might not expect. If you think Canada is just about maple syrup and cold winters, think again. There's so much more to it than that, and I'll explain why living here at SNT, just affordably, truly an experience that you can find anywhere else. By the end of this video, you'll see that Canada is a place where living on a budget means sacrificing comfort or adventure. It's where you can live a full, exciting life for just a fraction of what you pay in cities like New York or Los Angeles. But don't just take my word for it, stick around. I'll show you exactly how and why $600 a month is all you need to experience the dream life in Canada. You won't believe the surprises I've got in store for you. Trust me, the culture here is something you'll need to see to believe Americans might just have a hard time handling it. But that's exactly what makes Canada such a unique, fascinating, and affordable place to live. So stay tuned, because the journey is just beginning, and you won't want to miss what's coming next. The allure of Canadian women, a beautiful and diverse nation. Let's start with the obvious. Canada is home to some of the most stunning women in the world. Whether you're looking at the red carpet of Hollywood, the runways of fashion weeks, or just walking down the street in cities like Toronto or Vancouver, you'll notice something striking. The women here are beautiful. From actresses to models, Canadian women are globally recognized for their beauty. But there's more to it than just appearances. It's about the unique qualities they bring to the table. What makes Canadian women so unique isn't just their looks, but the culture they embody. With a population made up of people from all over the world, you'll meet women who come from a wide variety of ethnic backgrounds. This diversity creates a unique blend of personalities, values, and characteristics that make every encounter interesting and refreshing. It's not just about what's on the outside. It's about the richness of cultures and experiences that shape who they are. One of the key factors that contribute to the allure of Canadian women is Canada's incredible diversity. Did you know that Canada has one of the highest immigrant populations per capita in the world? This means that you'll find women from a broad range of cultural and ethnic backgrounds, all living side by side. In fact, it's this very mixture of cultures that contributes to the beauty and depth of Canadian women. Whether it's a woman with African, Asian, European, or Indigenous roots, you'll find that Canadian women bring a unique perspective and beauty shaped by their heritage. Take, for example, Sophie from Montreal. She's a perfect representation of the cultural fusion that makes Canadian women so special. Sophie is of French and Lebanese descent, and when you meet her, it's clear that her beauty isn't just skin deep. It's in the way she carries herself, the confidence she exudes, and the strong sense of independence that comes from her cultural background. Sophia's charm docility comes solely from her striking features, but from the mix of her heritage, which gives her a depth and authenticity that's hard to ignore. Her presence is magnetic, not just because of how she looks, but because she embodies the best of both worlds, cultural richness and a modern sense of empowerment. What's interesting about Canadian women, especially when you compare them to women in other countries, is the broad definition of beauty that exists here. While many countries have rigid, one-dimensional standards of beauty, often focusing on specific traits or features, Canada embraces a more inclusive and diverse perspective. Whether it's natural beauty, a unique look, or embracing different ethnic backgrounds, Canadian women aren't confined to a single mold. You'll see everything from fair-skinned redheads to dark-haired women with deep, rich brown eyes, all of them radiating their own form of beauty. And this diversity is celebrated in the media, fashion, and everyday life. For example, in countries where a certain look like a particular body type or complexion dominates beauty standards, Canadian women often stand out because their uniqueness is embraced. The women in Canada aren't expected to conform to a narrow definition of beauty. Instead, the wide variety of looks, body types, and styles make for a more inclusive idea of what it means to be beautiful. Whether it's the curvy women of Toronto or the tall, athletic women of Vancouver, you'll find something to admire in every corner of Canada. Moreover, Canadian women are often seen as a perfect blend of grace and strength. They're not just beautiful on the outside, they're also known for their intelligence, independence, and drive. Many Canadian women juggle successful careers, active social lives, a passion for making a difference in their communities. This combination of beauty and brains makes them stand out even more. This appreciation for diverse beauty is evident everywhere you go in Canada. From the fashion runways to everyday life, beauty isn't about fitting into a particular box, it's about embracing individuality. Whether you're in the multicultural streets of Toronto or the more laid-back vibes of Vancouver, you'll encounter women who exude confidence, not because they fit a conventional mold, but because they proudly represent their unique backgrounds and identities. So what makes Canadian women so captivating isn't just their good looks. It's the confidence, strength, and cultural richness they carry with them. Canada's diverse population gives rise to a wide variety of stunning women who stand out not just for their appearances, but for the personalities, intelligence, and passions they bring to the world. Whether they are from the French-speaking communities of Quebec, the Indigenous people of Canada, or the many immigrant communities, every Canadian woman adds her own special flavor to the country's identity. The beauty of Canadian women lies in their diversity, strength, and authenticity. They aren't defined by one standard of beauty. Instead, they represent a broad spectrum of looks, cultures, and personalities that make Canada a truly unique place. When it comes to the women who live there, whether you're captivated by their beauty, charmed by their kindness, or impressed by their achievements, one thing is certain: Canadian women are a force to be reckoned with. Canada on $600 a month. The ultimate budget breakdown, you're probably thinking. How on earth can anyone survive on just $600 a month in a developed country like Canada? It seems nearly impossible, doesn't it? With high living costs in countries like the US and Western Europe, it's easy to assume that $600 wouldn't even get you through a week, let alone an entire month. But let me break it down for you. When you know how to make the most of your budget and choose the right places to live, it's not only possible, it's actually more common than you might think. While cities like Toronto, Vancouver, and Montreal are known for their high cost of living, there are plenty of smaller Canadian cities where $600 a month can not only cover your expenses, but allow you to live comfortably. It's all about where you choose to settle. Places like Calgary, Winnipeg, and Halifax offer affordable rent, amenities, and a high quality of life that's hard to beat. And no, you're not sacrificing your standard of living, quite the opposite, in fact. You'll have more opportunities to enjoy the culture, the beautiful natural surroundings, and the lifestyle, all while staying within your budget. So let's break down how this works in more detail. How can you stretch your budget to live on just $600 a month while still enjoying what Canada has to offer? Affordable living. While the larger cities like Toronto and Vancouver are notoriously expensive, smaller Canadian cities present a much different reality. These cities have a far lower cost of living, which is why $600 can stretch further than you might think. In Calgary, for instance, while it's still a big city, the rent is lower than in Vancouver or Toronto. There are plenty of affordable housing options in the suburbs and outskirts of Calgary that one tea cost you an arm and a leg. And cities like Winnipeg, which have a much more relaxed pace of life, offer fantastic deals on housing, food, and transportation, making it easy for residents to live well without breaking the bank. In Halifax, you'll find a similar story. While the cost of living is higher than in some parts of the country, it's still very manageable when compared to the big cities. Rent and utilities are much more affordable, and the overall lifestyle here is easier on the pocketbook. These cities tend to have quieter, more laid-back vibes than bustling metropolises like Toronto, and that often translates into lower living costs. Rent breakdown? When it comes to living on $600 a month, the largest chunk of your expenses will likely go toward rent. But the good news is, in many of these smaller cities, rent is quite affordable. In Calgary, you can find a shared apartment for as low as $300, $400 a month. If you're willing to live with roommates or in shared accommodation, this can really help you cut down on your biggest monthly expense. Let's take Winnipeg, for example. In this charming city, you can easily find entire studios for around $500 a month, which is far less than what you'd pay in Toronto or Vancouver, where rents easily surpass $1,500 for even a small one-bedroom apartment. In Winnipeg, the cost of living is significantly lower, which means you can still live comfortably while sticking to a tight budget. If you're not keen on sharing space with roommates or living in a studio, you can still find affordable one-bedroom apartments, especially in less central areas of these cities. Calgary and Winnipeg, being affordable in comparison to other parts of the country, offer ample opportunities for living arrangements that cater to people on tight budgets. Food and transportation. When it comes to food, it's easy to get caught up in the idea that eating out or buying imported goods will blow your budget. While it's true that eating out in places like Toronto or Vancouver can be expensive, in smaller Canadian cities, there are ways to eat well on a budget. Many of these cities have great local food markets where you can buy fresh produce, meats, and other staples at a fraction of the price you'd pay in the larger cities. If you're willing to cook your meals at home, you can stretch your food budget much further. Grocery prices are reasonable, especially if you stick to local produce. Cooking your own meals can save you hundreds of dollars every month. Many Canadians enjoy hearty, simple meals. Think soups, stews, and casseroles that don't cost a lot but can feed you for days. With $150 a month, you can easily eat well and stay healthy while keeping your budget intact. Transportation in Canada is another area where you can save money. While public transportation in places like Toronto or Vancouver might be more expensive, many smaller cities like Calgary or Winnipeg have affordable bus or transit passes that will allow you to get around for a very reasonable price. In fact, some cities have student or low-income passes that offer even greater discounts, making it possible for students and workers to get around the city without spending too much. In some of the quieter cities, you might even be able to walk or bike to most places you need to go. which cuts down on transportation costs even further. Additionally, if you don't mind walking, many of these cities have neighborhoods that are very pedestrian-friendly, so you can save on both transportation and gym memberships by getting your daily exercise while commuting. Sample monthly budget. So, how does all this add up? Let us look at a sample monthly budget for someone living on $600 a month in a smaller city like Winnipeg or Calgary. Here's a breakdown of what your monthly expenses might look like. Rent. $350 renting a shared apartment or finding a small studio will likely cost you around $350 a month. This is assuming you're willing to compromise a bit on size or location. But in smaller cities, it's definitely possible to find this kind of deal. Food. $150 with $150 a month for food. You'll be able to buy groceries and prepare your meals at home. Buying in bulk and sticking to local markets for fresh produce can help you stick to this budget. You'll want to cook simple, filling meals that won't eat into your budget too much. If you're savvy with shopping, you could even save some of this money for future months. Transport. $50 a monthly bus or transit pass in many smaller cities in Canada will cost around $50. This is an extremely affordable option, and many Canadian cities offer additional discounts for students or people with low incomes. If you're living in a smaller city, you might even find that you, Dan T, need a public transit pass and can just walk or bike around town. Many smaller cities have free events like community picnics, outdoor concerts, and free museum days. Of course, your personal expenses may vary, but this budget gives you a rough idea of how you can live comfortably without overspending. Smaller cities like Calgary, Winnipeg, and Halifax offer great opportunities for those on a tight budget, affordable rent, transportation, and food. By cooking your own meals, utilizing public transport, making the most of free or low-cost entertainment options, you can live comfortably without sacrificing quality of life. So, if you've ever thought that living in Canada was out of your reach because of the cost of living, think again. It's possible to make it work, even on a modest budget. The key is to be mindful of where you're living, what you're buying, and how you manage your finances. When done right, you can enjoy life in Canada on a budget that many people wouldn't believe is possible. You can also enjoy the outdoors, visit parks, and go for hikes or bike rides, all of which are free activities. With $50, you can enjoy a movie night, or even treat yourself to the occasional coffee or snack at a local cafe. Entertainment. $50 with $50 a month for entertainment, you'll have plenty of options to enjoy your time in Canada. Your total, this adds up to $600 for a full month of living in Canada. Living on $600 a month in Canada is more than achievable if you be smart about where you live and how you spend your money. How to live affordably in Canada. A local's guide living in Canada doesn't have to mean draining your bank account. With a little knowledge of how the country operates and where to find the best deals, which can make life more affordable, public transportation is one area where Canadians really shine. In many Canadian cities, public transportation is affordable. Canada has a great variety of local markets, especially in its smaller cities. These stores like No Frills or Freshco often sell the same products you would find at larger chain stores, but at much lower prices. Many grocery stores offer discounts for bulk purchases, especially for items like grains, rice, pasta, and frozen vegetables. If you have the storage space, buying these kinds of items in larger quantities can help lower your grocery bill over time. Meal prepping is also a great way to ensure that your food lasts longer and stays affordable. Whether it's celebrating local culture, music, or food, these events bring people together and often feature fun activities, performances, and food stalls. The country is home to some of the most stunning landscapes in the world. And best of all, many national parks are either free or offer very affordable entry fees. You can hike, bike, camp, or simply take in the breathtaking views without spending a dime. Many provinces have provincial parks as well, which are often even more affordable. If you love nature, Canada is a paradise for those who want to enjoy the outdoors without spending much at all. Not only are they a great way to experience Canadian culture, but they also provide a fun way to spend the day without spending money. By cooking larger batches of meals at home, you not only save money, but also avoid the temptation of ordering takeout or eating at restaurants, which can quickly add up. While the selection might not always be as vast, you'll still find everything you need, from canned goods to dairy and bread, all at a fraction of the cost. Whether you want to enjoy a leisurely walk, have a barbecue with friends, or simply sit and enjoy the view, Canada's public parks offer something for everyone. If you're willing to shop smart, you can eat well for less. It's in towns where you can find fresh, locally grown produce, meats, and baked goods for much cheaper than you would at big chain supermarkets. These markets are perfect for stocking up on fresh vegetables, or fruits, and other staples, all while supporting local farmers and artisans. And there are often student discounts, or even free passes for certain groups, if you're someone who loves music, art, or outdoor activities. You will find plenty of free or low-cost events that will allow you to enjoy your time without breaking the bank. For example, many Canadian cities host free concerts during the summer months. These concerts often take place in parks or public squares, and you can bring a picnic while enjoying live music from local bands and artists, such as seniors or people with disabilities. If you're a student or a low-income resident, many cities offer discounted or even free public transit, which is a great way to save money while still being able to get around easily. You can live comfortably on a budget without sacrificing your lifestyle. Canadians are known for their strong social systems. Here's a local's guide to living affordably in Canada. One of the best things about living in Canada is the high quality of public services. In addition to public transportation, there are discounts to be found in many everyday areas of life. Grocery stores in Canada often have loyalty programs where you can earn points or receive discounts on your next purchase just by shopping there regularly. Many stores also offer weekly specials, where you can find things like fresh produce or other essentials at significantly reduced prices. When you live in a city, you'll quickly get familiar with where the best deals are. Entertainment also offers a lot of opportunities to save. Whether it's discounted movie tickets, free admission days at museums, or discounted tickets to concerts and performances, you'll find plenty of ways to enjoy cultural and recreational activities without spending a fortune. These discounts aren't always advertised, so it's worth asking around or checking your local community websites for events and deals if you want to save money on food while still eating fresh and healthy. Farmers markets and discount grocery stores should be your go-to places. Discount grocery stores are another great option. Another strategy to save money on food is buying in bulk. Affordable entertainment, one of the most surprising things about living in Canada, is how much there is to do without having to spend much, if anything at all. Similarly, community festivals are a big deal in Canada, and many of them are free to attend. Canada's national parks are another fantastic option for affordable entertainment. In addition to these, most Canadian cities have a wealth of parks, walking trails, and outdoor spaces that are open to the public for free. Experiencing Canadian culture on a budget, Canada's rich cultural scene is accessible to everyone, no matter your budget. Whether you're interested in art, music, or history, there are many ways to experience Canadian culture for free or at a low cost. Montreal have galleries and museums that allow you to explore Canadian art, history, and culture without spending much. Many local musicians perform at community centers or small venues that offer affordable ticket prices or even free entry. Whether it's a local band at a pub, a free outdoor concert, or a community theater performance, there's no shortage of ways to experience Canadian culture without paying high prices for entertainment. By taking advantage of public services, shopping smart at local markets, and enjoying the many free or affordable entertainment options, you can experience the best of what Canada has to offer without overspending. Whether you're cooking at home, attending free community events, or hiking through national parks, there are countless ways to live well on a budget in Canada. Canadians are known for their kindness, but it's not just about saying sorry whenever they bump into someone or when they have to ask for something. It's much deeper than that. Canadians tend to be genuinely considerate in their daily interactions, whether they're talking to strangers or engaging with friends and family. In the US, there's a bit of a hustle culture. People tend to be more direct, and sometimes even blunt. While this directness can be refreshing for some, it can also feel a little harsh, especially for people who are used to the kind of politeness Canadians display. Americans might appreciate the clear-cut communication style, but in Canada, people often go out of their way to be considerate, sometimes even to the point of self-sacrifice, all in an effort to avoid creating conflict or making someone uncomfortable. It's a part of the culture that feels natural, like a friendly gesture everyone adopts. The key is to know where to look, be resourceful, and embrace the local culture and lifestyle. And someone accidentally bumps into you, a Canadian will often apologize before you even have a chance to say anything. It's almost like the idea of being polite is ingrained in the way they approach the world. And this politeness isn't just about making things easier in public. It's about creating an atmosphere of respect and consideration for others. In Canada, being nice isn't a chore or something people feel they have to do just the way life is lived. You can learn about the country's diverse cultures, rich heritage, stunning art scenes through free exhibits or pay-what-a-can events. Local art exhibits, performances, and cultural events are often free or available at a low price. And many museums offer free entry days or reduced admission fees for students or low-income individuals. For example, most major cities in Canada, like Toronto, Vancouver, additionally, Canada is home to a strong local music scene. For those interested in outdoor adventures, Canada's natural beauty is an integral part of its culture. You don't have to spend a lot of money to enjoy Canada's stunning landscapes hiking through national parks, exploring lakes, or simply enjoying the great outdoors is an affordable way to connect with the country's natural culture. Whether you're in the mountains, by the ocean, or in the forests, Canada's outdoor lifestyle is accessible to everyone. Living affordably in Canada doesn't mean giving up on the things that make life enjoyable. Unique Canadian culture. Things Americans won't understand. When you think of Canada, one of the first things that often comes to mind is its reputation for being extremely polite. And yes, that reputation is real. For example, if you're standing in line at a coffee shop, when you compare this to American culture, you start to notice some differences. For many people from the US, this Canadian politeness feels like stepping into a utopia of courtesy. Everyone seems to be trying to make life a little easier for others. It often leads to a peaceful, calm environment where interactions are pleasant even with strangers. Canadians as a whole tend to avoid bragging or making their achievements the center of attention. Canadians typically downplay their achievements even when they've done something impressive. I met a guy who had just opened a successful business in the city. For example, when it comes to giving compliments, they often avoid over-the-top praise. A compliment in Canada might be understated. You did a great job, or that looks nice, rather than the more enthusiastic. Wow, that's amazing. But this politeness and humility contribute to a culture that values respect and kindness. It's a culture where people aren't looking to outshine others, but are instead focused on helping each other out and fostering a sense of unity. It's a refreshing change from the more competitive, individualistic nature of many other countries. And it's one of the things that makes Canada such a unique place to live. Whether you're interacting with a neighbor, a coworker, or a stranger on the street, the sense of mutual respect and modesty in Canadian culture makes daily life a little easier and a lot more pleasant. That you might hear more frequently in the US, it's not about being insincere. It's simply about keeping things grounded and not over-exaggerating. In Canada, there's an unspoken rule about keeping things balanced, and even complimenting someone is done with a sense of restraint. I was impressed and curious, so I asked him how things were going. Canadians may not always show their excitement or pride in a big, dramatic way, but that doesn't mean they don't care. They just prefer to stay humble, allowing their accomplishments and actions to speak for themselves, rather than shouting it from the rooftops. His response? He shrugged and said, "It's nothing special, just doing what I love." He didn't want to dive into a long conversation about his success or boast about how well his business was doing. It was almost as if the concept of self-promotion wasn't something he was comfortable with. For him, his business was an accomplishment, but it wasn't the thing that defined him. He wasn't interested in making it the focal point of any conversation. This level of modesty is typical in Canadian culture and shows just how deeply ingrained humility is in their way of life. They don't feel the need to be the loudest voice in the room or constantly remind others of their success. It's not that they're not proud of what they've accomplished. It's simply that they believe in letting their actions speak for themselves instead of seeking praise. In the US, it's not uncommon to hear someone share their success loudly, whether it's about their job, a big promotion, or a personal achievement. American culture often celebrates individual success in a way that can seem very outward-facing, almost to the point of making everyone aware of it. While Americans tend to be more individualistic and focused on getting ahead, Canadians embrace a slower pace of life, where the priority is often to keep things civil, friendly, and respectful. Another thing you'll notice about Canadian culture is its inherent modesty. In Canada, it's different. The culture leans more towards humility. I had a personal experience in Vancouver that really helped me understand this aspect of Canadian culture. This modesty also plays into the way Canadians approach relationships with others. This difference can be surprising for Americans who are used to the more extroverted style of praise and recognition. Ultimately, the Canadian way of being polite and modest can feel very different from the direct, sometimes brash style you might encounter in the US, the outdoors. Canada's secret to a happier life. Canada is a country where nature takes center stage, and its people fully embrace the outdoors in a way that's rare to find elsewhere. Whether it's skiing down snowy slopes in the winter or hiking through lush forests in the summer, Canadians have a deep connection to the natural world around them. There's always something to do outdoors in Canada, and it doesn't matter the season. Each one offers its own adventures. Hiking, for example, is a popular pastime across the country, and it's one of the cheapest ways to enjoy nature. Canoeing, fishing, and swimming are all easy to do in many parts of Canada, and again, they often come at a low cost. Public lakes, rivers, and beaches are ideal for these activities, and they are often easily accessible. For many Canadians, spending time outside is key to maintaining a healthy lifestyle. Hiking, skiing, biking, and other outdoor activities help people stay fit and active without the need for expensive gym memberships or equipment. Canadians are lucky to have easy access to vast parks, trails, and outdoor spaces where they can engage in physical activity while surrounded by nature. These activities not only improve physical fitness, but also contribute to a sense of accomplishment and well-being. Nature plays an important role in supporting mental health. It's well known that spending time in green spaces can reduce stress and improve overall mood. People here don't just rush through life, they take the time to enjoy the moment. Whether it's enjoying a leisurely stroll through the woods or simply lying on a blanket in the park, Canadians appreciate the value of slowing down and savoring life's simple pleasures. This balance of work, outdoor adventure, and relaxation is a key part of what makes life in Canada so fulfilling. The slower pace of life in nature allows people to escape the hustle and bustle of daily life, giving them time to reflect, relax, and rejuvenate. Community events like outdoor concerts, nature walks, and camping trips foster a sense of togetherness. These activities give people a chance to bond over shared experiences, creating lasting memories while enjoying the natural world. From hiking and camping to simple picnics in the park, Canadians know how to enjoy life without breaking the bank. The outdoor culture promotes a balanced life, one that values mental health, physical well-being, and relaxation. By embracing nature and enjoying life's simple pleasures, Canadians create a lifestyle that feels richer and more fulfilling while still being affordable. This is one of the many reasons why Canada's outdoor culture is so unique, and it is a key part of why so many people find happiness in the great outdoors. It's a way of living that values human connection, health, and the environment, all at the same time. Whether it's a simple walk in the park or a weekend getaway to the mountains, these outdoor experiences provide an opportunity to unwind and recharge. It can be found in the calm of a forest, the freshness of mountain air, or the warmth of a campfire shared with friends. It's about embracing nature as a source of joy, relaxation, and health, without the need to spend a lot of money or time in crowded, fast-paced settings. Whether you're retaking a boat out for a day of fishing or simply swimming at a local beach, these outdoor experiences can bring you closer to nature and help you relax without spending much money. With thousands of hiking trails that vary in difficulty, anyone can find a path suited to their level of fitness and interest. Unlike many countries where going out often means heading to crowded bars and nightclubs, Canadians enjoy a more laid-back approach to socializing. You'll rarely find Canadians spending their weekends in noisy clubs or bars. Instead, the social scene often includes things like outdoor BBQs, picnics in the park, and group hikes. These types of gatherings are relaxed, low-cost, and allow people to connect with one another while enjoying the natural beauty around them. The focus is on good company, good food, and enjoying the simple pleasures of life. Whether you're enjoying a sunset with friends on a beach, sharing a picnic in the park, or barbecuing in someone's backyard. These kinds of social events feel more connected to the land and to each other. Some of the most beautiful hikes are located in national parks, and while there may be a small entrance fee, the experience is often worth every penny. But you don't even need to pay for entrance fees in many of Canada's smaller local parks. Many of them are free and open to the public year-round. For those who enjoy camping, Canada is home to numerous campgrounds that allow you to pitch a tent for a very reasonable price. And in some places, camping is completely free. This connection to nature isn't just about recreation, it's a lifestyle that promotes a healthier, happier way of living. One of the most appealing things about Canada's outdoor lifestyle is how affordable it is. Many outdoor activities like hiking, camping, and even cycling are either free or very low cost. Canada's vast landscape is full of national parks, forest trails, and beautiful lakes that anyone can access without having to pay expensive fees. Whether you live in the city or in a rural area, outdoor activities are never far away, and they don't have to cost you a fortune to enjoy. Hiking on one of the many trails in the Rockies, or camping by a quiet lake, can be done with minimal expenses, which makes the outdoors accessible to everyone, regardless of their budget. In fact, many of the best outdoor experiences in Canada don't come with a hefty price tag. Even if you're not into hiking or camping, there are plenty of other outdoor activities to enjoy. In Canada, the social life also tends to revolve around the outdoors. It's the outdoor culture in Canada. ISNT, just about having fun at S, about achieving a balance in life that promotes mental and physical well-being. Physical health is another benefit of Canada's outdoor culture. At the same time, the outdoor lifestyle in Canada also emphasizes relaxation. For many, the outdoors is also a way to connect with others. Canada's outdoor culture teaches us that happiness doesn't have to come from expensive activities or busy social scenes. Canada's secret to a happier life lies in its deep connection to the outdoors. Canada's food scene. Affordable, yet delicious. No trip to Canada would be complete without trying some of its iconic dishes. And when people think of Canadian food, poutine is often one of the first things that comes to mind. Poutine, a dish made of fries topped with cheese curds and smothered in gravy, is a true Canadian comfort food that you simply can't miss. If you have a sweet tooth, you also can't leave without sampling a maple syrup dessert, as Canada is famous for its maple syrup. From tarts to cookies to cakes, maple syrup is often used to add a delicious sweetness to Canadian desserts. One of the most exciting aspects of Canadian cuisine is its multicultural influences, which reflect the country's diverse population. Sushi bars, dim sum restaurants, and ramen shops are staples of the local food scene, and they offer delicious meals that won't cost you much. You can enjoy freshly made croissants, rich French pastries, and mouth-watering Italian pasta dishes without spending a lot of money. The beauty of Canada's food scene is that it offers such a wide variety of international options, many of which are surprisingly affordable for the quality and flavor you get if you're craving Indian or Middle Eastern food. You can find affordable and tasty dishes like curry, kebabs, and falafel at various restaurants and food stalls. Whether you're re-indulging in iconic Canadian dishes like poutine or maple syrup desserts, or exploring the vast array of international flavors brought by the country's multicultural population. There's something for every taste. Tandit 1T always costs you an arm and a leg. From street food in Vancouver to hearty meals in Montreal, Canada's food scene proves that delicious meals don't have to be expensive. So, the next time you're in Canada, be sure to explore the local food offerings. You'll be surprised at how much you can enjoy for a reasonable price. These meals often offer bold flavors and are perfect for anyone looking for something filling without paying a premium. With so many different cultures represented in Canada, you'll find a wide range of flavors and cuisines from all over the world, whether it's Asian, Middle Eastern, or European food. Canada's multicultural landscape means there's always something new to try. Many Canadian cities have farmers markets where you can buy fresh, locally grown produce, meats, and cheeses at great prices. Not only does this help you eat healthy, but it also supports local farmers and producers. Whether you're picking up fresh vegetables in a market or shopping at a local grocery store, you'll find that Canadian ingredients are often high quality and relatively inexpensive. But Canada's food scene goes well beyond these well-known dishes. Whether you're eating out at a food truck, grabbing a bite in a local diner, or visiting an ethnic restaurant in a big city, you'll find that eating in Canada doesn't have to be expensive. So many options to choose from, there's always something delicious to try without spending a fortune. While poutine and maple syrup are beloved national foods, Canadian cuisine is much more diverse and offers an array of flavors. From international dishes to locally sourced meals, the food culture in Canada reflects the country's rich diversity and history, with influences from all over the world. The city is known for its hearty meals, and many of the traditional Quebecois dishes, like smoked meat sandwiches and hearty stews, are filling and inexpensive. Montreal is also home to countless small, casual restaurants that serve delicious meals for very reasonable prices. From authentic bagels to delicious pastries, you can eat well in Montreal without having to spend a lot of money. Whether you're craving fresh seafood on the coast or hearty meats in the prairies, Canada offers something for every taste. When it comes to eating affordably in Canada, there are plenty of options that don't break the bank. Street food is a great way to experience delicious meals at a fraction of the price you would pay at a fancy restaurant. In Vancouver, for example, the food truck scene is thriving. It's offering everything from tacos and dumplings to fresh seafood and gourmet sandwiches. These meals are often just as tasty as what you'd get at a high-end restaurant, but without the hefty price tag. Whether you're grabbing a quick bite between sightseeing or looking for a casual meal, food trucks are an affordable option to enjoy diverse and flavorful dishes. In Montreal, you'll find another example of affordable and delicious food. Canada's food scene isn't limited to just traditional Canadian dishes, though. For example, in cities like Toronto, Vancouver, and Montreal, you'll find incredible Asian food at affordable prices. European influences are also strong in Canada, particularly in cities with a strong French or Italian presence, such as Montreal. Another great thing about eating in Canada is that the country places a strong emphasis on fresh, local ingredients. Even though Canada is a developed country with a strong economy, it's possible to find affordable meals just about everywhere. Canada's food scene is not only diverse and rich in flavors, but also affordable. The surprising cost of education in Canada. Education in Canada is a lot more affordable than many people think, especially when compared to countries like the United States. For many, the idea of going to college or university in North America can be intimidating due to the high costs. In the US, tuition fees at many universities can be sky-high, often forcing students to take out large loans or search for expensive scholarships. Many cities across the country offer student discounts on everything from food to public transportation, helping to make life more affordable for students. Whether it's grabbing a quick bite at a local food market or attending free or low-cost cultural events, students in Canada have the opportunity to experience life in vibrant cities without spending too much. With lower tuition fees, plenty of student discounts, and quality institutions, Canada stands out as one of the best places to study for both local and international students. It's a combination of affordability and excellence makes Canada a fantastic destination for anyone looking to further their education without taking on excessive student debt. Hands-on education. Graduates from Canadian universities are often well prepared for their careers, with many employers recognizing the high standards of education in the country. For international students, we recognize Canada ability. With lower tuition fees compared to the U.S. comes affordable living costs in many cities, and the reputation of Canadian universities make Canada an ideal destination for those seeking higher education. Whether you are an international student or a Canadian resident, value for the quality and opportunities it offers at Canadian universities consistently rank among the best in the world. Many universities in Canada are recognized for their research output, quality of teaching. Institutions like the University of Toronto and the University of British Columbia are regularly listed in global rankings, and they attract students from all over the world. These universities offer world-class education in a wide range of fields, from business and engineering to the arts and sciences. This support system helps students focus more on their studies and less on the financial strain that can often come with being in school. For example, many universities offer discounted or free bus passes to students, making it easier to get around without worrying about the cost of transportation. The quality of life in Canada also adds to the appeal of studying there. Canadian cities are known for their safety, cleanliness, and welcoming atmosphere, which makes it easier for students to settle in and feel at home. Many universities offer support for international students, including language classes. The diverse population in Canada also makes it a culturally rich environment, where students can learn not only from their professors but also from each other, experiencing different cultures and perspectives. Many grocery stores, cafes, and even clothing stores offer student discounts as well, so students can save money while still living a comfortable and enjoyable lifestyle. But in Canada, education is much more affordable, even for international students, who often find the tuition fees significantly lower than those at American institutions. This makes Canada a very attractive option for anyone seeking quality education without breaking the bank. While the cost of tuition may still vary depending on the program and the institution, many Canadian universities offer reasonable rates, especially when compared to U.S. universities. International students, for example, often pay far less in tuition fees in Canada than they would in the U.S., in fact. Canada is one of the most popular destinations for international students because of its combination of affordable tuition and high-quality education. This lower cost is especially appealing for those looking for an English-speaking education or those who want to experience life in a country that values diversity and innovation in education. In addition to affordable tuition fees, Canada's public education system also provides other financial advantages. In larger cities like Toronto and Vancouver, students often enjoy a wide variety of affordable dining options and entertainment that are tailored to a student budget. In addition to affordability, the surprising affordability of education in Canada makes it an attractive option for students around the world. Surviving the Canadian winter. How to handle the cold on a budget? If you've never experienced a Canadian winter, let me tell you, it's intense. Canada is known for its long, cold winters with snow, ice, and chilly winds that can make it feel like the cold never ends. Canadians are experts at dressing for the cold, and it all comes down to wearing the right layers. The good news is that you don't have to. And believe it or not, there are a lot of winter activities in Canada that are incredibly affordably, or even free. Whether it's a rink in a local park or one set up in the heart of a city, ice skating is a great way to enjoy the winter months. However, there are plenty of affordable or even free options for those who want to hit the slopes without the high costs. Many smaller ski hills across Canada offer affordable lift tickets, and some even have special deals for students or families. If you're new to skiing or snowboarding, some resorts also offer low-cost lessons to help you get started. After spending some time outside in the cold, there's nothing better than warming up with a hot drink by the fire. Winter can sometimes feel isolating or challenging, especially if you're not used to the cold and darkness of the season. Dressing in layers, participating in low-cost or free outdoor activities like ice skating and snowshoeing, and enjoying the cozy indoor atmosphere are just a few of the ways you can thrive in the winter months. The key is to stay active, stay warm, and make the most of the winter wonderland that Canada becomes every year. With a little preparation and the right mindset, you will find that winter in Canada, ES&T just bearable it, can be a lot of fun. However, Canadians have learned to embrace the winter months as a time to slow down, enjoy indoor activities, and connect with others. Whether it's hosting a winter BBQ with friends, gathering for a game night, or simply taking part in winter festivals, Canadians find ways to stay connected and lift each other's spirits during the colder months. This focus on community and relaxation helps everyone survive the winter months without feeling drained by the cold. Canadas are filled with locals, enjoying hot chocolate tea or a warm cup of coffee. Many places also host indoor events like movie nights, concerts, or art shows, where you can gather with friends and enjoy the warmth of indoors, while still experiencing the unique atmosphere. You don't need to go to the most expensive resort to enjoy these winter sports. In fact, some of the most fun and affordable ski hills are located just outside the major cities. Many cities offer free access to public rinks, and if you don't own a pair of skates, you can usually rent them for a small fee. Snowshoeing is a fantastic alternative, and it's easy to get started. All you need is a pair of snowshoes, and many places offer rentals at a reasonable price. Snowshoeing is an inexpensive way to explore the winter landscape, especially in national parks and nature reserves. The great thing about snowshoeing is that it doesn't require any special skills or training, making it an accessible winter activity for all ages. It's a fun way to get active and embrace the season without spending much money. Many cities in Canada are designed with winter in mind, with pathways cleared for walking, parks for cross-country skiing, and plazas set up for public events like outdoor markets or winter festivals. Taking a walk in the snow can be just as enjoyable as any paid activity. You'll be surprised at how peaceful and beautiful the winter landscape can be. Whether you're strolling through a park or just walking around your neighborhood, Canada's winter culture is all about getting outside and enjoying the cold weather. And the good news is that many of these activities, require a lot of money to enjoy. Many stores in Canada, especially during the winter sales, offer good quality winter gear at affordable prices. Discount stores, secondhand shops, and online marketplaces are excellent places to find affordable winter coats, boots, and accessories that can keep you warm without the hefty price tag. While investing in a good quality winter coat is important, you don't need to buy the most expensive brand to stay warm. There are plenty of budget-friendly options that will keep you just as comfortable. Good winter coat, a warm pair of boots, and a cozy hat and gloves can go a long way in keeping you comfortable. Layering is important because it helps you stay warm without the need for heavy, bulky clothing that can restrict movement. You start with a moisture-wicking layer to keep sweat away from your skin, followed by an insulating layer like fleece or wool to trap warmth, and then a waterproof and windproof outer layer to protect you from the elements. With these layers, you can stay warm even when temperatures drop to freezing or below. But don't let that scare you off. There are ways to make it manageable and even enjoyable without breaking the bank. Sure, the winter temperatures can dip well below freezing, but with the right approach, you'll soon learn how to handle the cold while making the most of the season. The key to surviving the Canadian winter is layering up and preparing for the weather. Now, you might be thinking that staying warm means you will need to spend a fortune on fancy winter clothing. Once you're properly dressed, it's time to enjoy the winter season. For example, ice skating is one of the most popular winter activities in Canada, and it's often free at outdoor rinks in many cities. Skiing and snowboarding are other classic winter sports, but they can sometimes come with a hefty price tag, especially at fancy ski resorts. If you're not into skiing or snowboarding, there are still plenty of ways to enjoy winter in Canada without spending much money. If you're in a city, you can also make the most of the winter by simply exploring the outdoors. Winter also brings with it the chance to enjoy cozy indoor activities. One of the best things about surviving the Canadian winter is the emphasis on mental well-being. Surviving the Canadian winter is all about embracing the season and finding ways to enjoy the cold weather. Is living in Canada for you? Canada truly offers a unique blend of everything you might be looking for: beautiful people, an affordable lifestyle, and a culture that's refreshingly different from what you might be used to. Cities like Calgary, Winnipeg, and Halifax offer affordable living options compared to the massive costs in cities like Toronto and Vancouver. Whether you're into the outdoors, enjoying beautiful landscapes, or exploring new cultural experiences, there's no shortage of ways to immerse yourself in what Canada has to offer. Canadians themselves are some of the nicest, most down-earth people you'll meet. Yes, the winters can be harsh with plenty of snow and cold temperatures, but that doesn't have to hold you back. In fact, the Canadian winter brings its own joys. From ice skating to skiing to just enjoying the beauty of snow-covered landscapes. From its affordable cities to the warm, welcoming atmosphere of its people, there's so much more to this country than meets the eye. Canada has a way of offering a simpler, more peaceful life that's hard to find elsewhere. With the right clothing and a little preparation, you can thrive during the winter months. And remember, the cold dosan tea lasts forever. Canada's summers are as beautiful and inviting as the winters are cold. With endless opportunities to get outside and enjoy nature, whether it's their politeness or their modesty, Canadians embrace an attitude that is genuinely welcoming and kind. Can you imagine yourself living in one of the world's most beautiful countries for under $600? It might seem hard to believe, but it's entirely possible if you know where to go and how to make the most of what Canada offers. They take pride in creating a peaceful, friendly environment where everyone can enjoy life. You'll rarely encounter the hustle and bustle of high-pressure environments that are common in many other places. Instead, people here value balance, mental health, and enjoying life at a steady pace, all of which contribute to a happier and healthier way of living. The country's multicultural population means that you'll meet people from all over the world, bringing with them different cultures, languages, and traditions. This melting pot makes the country even more fascinating, as you'll have the chance to experience food, music, and customs from all corners of the globe, often for an affordable price. Rent is lower, food prices are manageable, and you can still enjoy all that Canada has to offer, from outdoor activities like hiking, skiing, and snowshoeing to vibrant cultural festivals. Let me know in the comments below if you consider packing up and starting a new life in Canada. I'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences. Don't forget to check out our next video, where we'll explore the best cities in Canada to live on a budget, and share even more tips to help you make the most of living in this incredible country. Even in major cities, if you're willing to live modestly, you can find ways to live on a budget and have a full, exciting life. The combination of low living costs, access to nature, and welcoming people makes Canada a great place for both locals and newcomers alike. Imagine living in one of the most stunning countries in the world, surrounded by nature, experiencing some of the friendliest and most welcoming people, and enjoying a lifestyle that most people only dream of. All for a budget of just $600 a month. Yes, you read that right. With the right choices, you can enjoy all of this without breaking the bank. The truth is, Canada's charm isn't just in its breathtaking landscapes or iconic cities. It is in the way life here allows you to live a fulfilling and enjoyable experience on a reasonable budget. The affordability of life in Canada is one of its most appealing factors. Canada also has a rich and diverse culture that offers a little something for everyone. But it's not just the culture that stands out. If you're thinking about moving to Canada, you might also be wondering how easy it is to manage the weather. So what do you think? Could Canada be the place where you could start a new chapter of your life? And here's the thing, if you think Canada is just about cold weather and maple syrup, I've got a few surprises up my sleeve. If the idea of living in Canada on a budget sounds appealing, why not take the leap and explore what this beautiful country has to offer?